which has a 6,000s.
Ah.
Yeah, this one's be 6083, a pitiable existence. Alright. Item SCP 6083. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. All direct contact with 6083 is handheld by and at the direct discretion of its current handler, Senior Researcher Jones. 6083 is currently held in a modified humanoid containment chamber, fitted with several amenities at the request of Senior Researcher Jones. In the event that Senior Researcher Jones dies or is otherwise rendered incapable of performing her role in the containment of 6083, a replacement researcher is to be assigned. Description: SCP-6083 is a 9-year-old human child, James Brown, born on January 11th, 2016. Its body is heavily scarred, most noticeably around the face and its left eye, which has been fully blinded due to a slashing wound. 6083 demonstrates abnormally high emotional intelligence and is able to accurately read emotions of those in its direct proximity when those emotions are directed at 6083 itself. Due to a set of currently unknown factors, some individuals gradually lose their ability to perceive 6083. This process is known to cause subjects to experience mild to severe headaches. This anomalous effect is currently thought to be triggered based on a set of unknown conditions. Anecdotal evidence suggests this process is biased towards those who know 6083 in its past well. Once an individual becomes fully unable to receive 6083, they will forget all details of its existence. Reintroducing the fact of 6083's existence to affected individuals momentarily allows them to acknowledge it, but has failed to restore any sensory ability to detect 6083. 6083 is unable to manipulate this process at will. Amnestic and amnestic treatments have proved ineffective at reversing or slowing this process. This is just fucking sad.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to help that child, but I don't think anyone can.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put this down for child abuse. Fucking
Child abuse of what? The universe?
no, on the SCP video, I already know they're gonna go that well. That route.
Oh no.
I know they're going that route. We
For a
know
moment, I
this.
thought you were saying the logs. Like, I'm pretty sure the child did those scars to themselves. I would do that too if I had. Oh, everyone who knows you will eventually forget you.
Yeah. Well, except apparently Senior Researcher Jones.
At least one person's immune.
Yeah. Alright. Interview log 6083-1. Interviewer Senior Researcher Jones. Interviewed 6083. Forward. This interview was conducted on May 14th, 2024. Shortly after 6083's initial containment, Senior Researcher Jones was not permitted to question 6083 about his anomalous properties or any other sensitive issues in this interview unless directly offered. This decision was made due to initial concerns that 6083's anomalous effects may have been tied to its emotional state. Begin log. Jones. So 6083. 6083? Is that my new name? All my apologies. Would you prefer that I use your normal name, James? Yes, please. 6083 just sounds weird. Yes, I suppose it does, doesn't it? Jones appears to drift off in thought as 6083 stares intently at her. Miss, your necklace. 6083 points at the amethyst pendant Jones is wearing. It's really pretty. Thank you very much. I made it to myself. Wow, you must be really famous if you can make something this cool. No, not really. No, I'm not, really. I'm nothing special. Is that true? You're the first person who talked to me since I came here. That makes you really special. I suppose you're not wrong about that. Oh, and you don't feel sorry for me or anything. Is, is, is that so special? It's really rare that people don't just look at me and feel bad. You're really special, miss. I see. Well, thank you for thinking so highly of me. But about people feeling bad when they see you, does that upset you? 6083 nods. I don't like when everyone around me gets sad. I think that no one should feel sad when they look at me, otherwise no one can be happy and play with me. Jones smiles. Well, I'm afraid I can't play with you, James, but I can promise I won't be any sadder than when you're around, okay? Okay, miss, I promise I'll be good so that I don't make everyone sad.
Oh gosh.
Jones mutters, oh, if only there were that easy. What? Sorry, it's nothing. You're weird, miss. Yeah, I get that a lot. No more people come play with me soon? Probably not too soon, but I'll come back to talk to you tomorrow and ask you a few questions, okay? Can we play just a little bit after we talk? I know you said we couldn't, but come on, just a little bit, please. Well, maybe if you're good. Okay, then I'll see you tomorrow. End log.
That poor child.
I have a feeling because they don't want people to be sad, is that when people see that they start getting sad, so they forget the child.
I think there the the doctors played with the child to avoid them from self-harming.
Yeah. Interview log 6083 2. Interviewer Senior Researcher Jones. Interviewed 6083. Forward. This interview was conducted as a follow up to 6083's first interview on May 14th, 2024. Given 6083's generally positive mental state during the first interview, Senior Researcher Jones was permitted to begin questioning it about its anomalous properties. Jones walks into 6083's cell and sits down next to it and is playing with the plastic cutlery that was provided with it its most recent meal. Hello again, James. Hey, miss. 6083 mimics the sound of an airplane whilst waving around its cutlery. I still found a way to have fun already. Look, it's an aeroplane. 6083 continues to play with its cutlery. Jones waits for a few minutes before clearing her throat to attract 6083's attention. James, I did come all this way to talk to you. Would you mind landing the aircraft a second so we can have the chat? 1683 lowers the cutlery and briefly slides it along the ground before leaving it. Okay, miss, I'm all done now. What did you want to talk about? I wanted to ask you a little bit about how you got here. People at the orphanage started ignoring me for some reason, so I started getting in some trouble. The police had a big argument with the adults, and then the men in suits came and took me here. I see. Do you have any idea why the other people started ignoring you? I think it might have been because of the family I scared away. They seemed really nice, but they were really awkward around me. I think they got a little scared of my face. I can't blame them. Just look at that devilish smile. Jones pinches 6083's cheeks as they both laugh. PA system. Jones, please refrain from unnecessary contact and small talk with the anomaly. Alright. You could at least let me and the kid have some fun. Jones briefly glares at the camera in the 6083 cells before resuming conversation. Well, you had the man. I guess we got to do this the boring way. No fair. I thought we were gonna get to play. I'm really sorry, James. I'll definitely make it up to you. How about this? I'm sure this room is a bit boring for you. How about I help you redecorate? I can bring a toy or two with me next time too. So could you please forgive me this one time? 68.3 pouting. Hmm, okay, I guess. I wanted to play now, but it's not your fault. I can't be mad at you. But next time, promise you can play with me. Okay, Don't make promises you can't keep, Jones.
God damn assholes.
Oh, come on, you can just let me play with the kid for a while. Sorry, that's not my call. Higher ups have been really cracking down on us. Whenever we don't follow standard procedure, what with that incident at Site 11 last month. Does that mean I won't get to play with you, miss? No way, don't worry about that. What's it? I can deal with him later. Some background noises picked up through the PA system. So we'll get to play soon? 100%. Great, I'm gonna make sure you stick to that. Don't worry about that. Just start thinking of ideas what you want to do when we play together next time. Shall I bring Monopoly? I think of something good, unless you know what you want to play. 6083 shrugs. It's fine then, I'll think of something in any case. Was it everyone who ignored you, or just a couple of people who all mad at you? The only person who didn't ignore me was Thomas. He used to hit me. When everyone started ignoring me, he got worried. I think they let him in on it after that though, because he started doing it too. I see.
Oh.
So was that around the time the police got involved? 68.3 nods. Police came, I think, a day after. Thomas got in on the prank. Okay, that's all good then. I think I'm beginning to understand what happened. Does that mean I'm going back to an orphanage soon? No, I don't think so. It's not good for people to be playing such a mean prank on you. I think you'll be staying here for a while, James. Jones, the site director says they want to see you in their office now. Really? Alright, James. I think that means we'll have to finish here for the day, but I'll definitely keep my promise to you. Don't worry, next time I swear we'll get to play together. $60.83 seems upset but remains quiet. Oh, come on. Now, don't give me that look. I even swore I'd play with you next time. Okay, look, pinky promise. Jones kneels down to face 6083 and extends out her pinky finger. 6083 does the same and the two lock pinkies before moving their hands up and down as in a handshake. Grasp my heart out to die. Now, if you don't keep your promise, you have to stick a needle in your eye. I guess I had better keep that promise then, huh? Jones, the site director is waiting on you. Terminate this interview at once. Jones walks to the door, 683's cell, and briefly turns around to wave at it before leaving. End log. Afterward, for a breach of conduct during the interview with 683, Senior Researcher Jones was initially issued a formal warning and was put under probation for 3 months. However, the recommendation of the site psychiatrist who observed that 683's mental state was improving as a result of Jones' actions, her punishment was withdrawn and she was permitted to continue her friendly advances towards it. Interview log 6083-3. Interviewer, Senior Researcher Jones, interviewed 6083. Forward, this interview was conducted shortly after 6083's cell was refurbished at the request of Senior Researcher Jones. Begin log. Alright. Jones enters 6083's room holding a wrapped present. She sits down next to 6083, which is playing with a model car given to it by Jones during a previous interview. She fidgets momentarily before clearing her throat to attract 6083's attention. Oh, hi again, miss. You're early today. Well, I thought I should bring you something to celebrate the redecoration. This room feels much more real now, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't like the old room. It was so boring. I felt like I was going to die. Well, you don't need to worry now. I'll make sure you don't get bored and can have all the fun you want. Can I see what you got me? Of course, here. Jones hands 6083 in the present and it quickly tears open the wrapping paper. Inside the paper is a jewelry box containing a handmade topaz pendant, matching the amethyst pendant Jones is wearing. It's a pendant just like yours, but why is the stone different? That's your birthstone, Topaz. It's your birthstone, Topaz. This one is my amethyst. So we just have matching pins of our birthstones. I thought I'd use your birthstone instead of just using amethyst, since that's why I use amethyst for mine in the first place. Thank you so much. I'll treasure it forever and ever. 6083 takes the pendant out of the box and hands it to Jones. Put it on me. Put it on me. Jones takes the pendant and hooks it around 6083's neck. How does it look? It just might look better on you than it does me. 6083 hugs Jones. Guards situated outside 6083 chambers begin moving to intervene before Jones signaled them to stand down. So, James, do you want to talk like we normally do, or would you rather we do something else? Doc, I like talking to you. 683, let's go. Jones sits down on the floor of the room. So, what do you want to talk about? We've already talked a lot about me. Tell me about you. Well, there's not much to talk about. I'm not very interesting compared to you. I'm sure that's not true, miss. Just tell me this story about you, please. Well, let's see. I could tell you how about this. How I got this job. That's probably the most interesting thing I can. Jones stops as the lights cut out due to a power failure. The cell door slams shut and locks itself. The recorded interview also briefly cuts out before the backup power starts. Jones is holding 6083 when the recording restarts. What happened? Why did the lights go out? Something bad happened somewhere else in the building. I'll have to stay put here for a bit. Jones signals the guards outside of the cell. You guys need to get out of here to stay safe. We'll be fine in here. Go help with the recontainment effort. The guards nod and leave the area. Sorry about this. We'll probably be stuck like this for a while. We should be fine just staying put. So does that mean we can keep on talking? Sure, that'll be over there past the time at least. Alert. A containment breach has occurred in the Keter wing. All containment cells have been locked until the site is secured. Please evacuate to a safe location as dispatched all task forces work to retain the escaped anomalies. What does Keter mean? It's what they call a containment class. Basically, if something is very difficult to keep from escaping, it's Keter. Is it dangerous? What do you mean? Is a Keter dangerous? A lot of them are. Definitely most of the ones on the site are. 6083 shows signs of becoming distressed. Then why did the guards leave if it's dangerous? What if we get hurt? It's fine, James. This is actually about the safest place we could be. We're in a secure containment cell and we're on the opposite side of the site to the breach. I promise you we'll be fine. Distant gunfire can be heard. 6083 is now visibly distressed and starts trembling. It's okay, James. It's okay. Everything's fine. We'll be alright, I promise. 6083 quietly says, Miss, I'm scared. You're poor thing. I'll protect you. Don't worry, you just trust me, okay? 6083 nods and hugs Jones tighter. There, you're gonna be alright. Jones pats 6083's head and holds it closely. You want me to tell you that story then? It might take your mind off the scary stuff. 6083 nods. Conversation redacted for informational security purposes. So how about it? Sorry, now that I've said it all aloud, that story isn't actually very fun. I guess my story just isn't quite as interesting as yours. Is that true, miss? Your story was really cool, especially when the people you work for showed up. That's really exciting. Yeah, that's something you can never fault us for, I guess. The Foundation always keeps things interesting one way or another. Say, do you want to play a game now? I think it'll still be a while before anyone else gets here. So we've probably got some more time to kill. Okay, what can we play? Well, we have a couple games here that we haven't played before, but there's also some new stuff too. Here, Jones is referring to a variety of board games given the 68.3 for use during interviews, of which 3 had been used before. Jones looks through a small pile of board games stacked in the corner of 68.3's room for a short period before picking out a game. She pauses and looks down for around a half a minute before turning towards 683. Want to play Pictionary? Sure. Do you know how to play this one? We draw pictures and try to guess what the other person's drawing. I'm not very good at drawing now. That's where the fun comes from. At least give it a shot, James. The two go on to talk and play Pictionary for just over 40 minutes before Jones stops mid-sentence. Miss, what's wrong? Jones appeared not to notice 6083's questions, begins rubbing her hand, apparently in pain. Ugh, what was I doing again? Why did I take that out of this game? Miss, are you okay? What's going on? Jones recoils for a moment, seemingly surprised at 6083's presence. After a moment, she regains her composure and smiles at 6083. Sorry, James, I just zoned out for a second. Don't worry about it. The two resume their game for another 14 minutes before members of MTF News 7, hammered down, arrive at the cell. We've got a researcher locked in with an anomaly here. Someone get this door open now. News 7 members force open the door before moving inside and separating Jones and 6083. Once separated from Jones, 6083 begins to cry. What? What are you doing? Stop! You're scaring that kid. Keep away from an anomaly. We'll subdue it momentarily. Jones struggling against News 7 operatives. Stand down, you morons. He's not dangerous. Jones starts to clutch her head in her hands. She starts shaking and looks visibly distressed. Just stand down, please. The new 7 operators restraining 683 release it and immediately runs towards Jones, who hugs it tightly against her chest. End log.
Jeez, they're so terrible. Man. I mean, not Jones, but oh my gosh.
Addendum 6083-1. Shortly after events documented in interview log 6083-3, Senior Researcher Jones fell victim to 6083's novel's effect and has been rendered unable to fulfill a role as 6083's overseeing researcher. A replacement researcher will be assigned shortly.
That's so depressing. She became like a foster parent and then forgot he ever existed. Oh. This is so depressing. Thinking on it, what if they got their scars from their original family hurting because they didn't remember him?
Oh, God.
Oh.
I already saw the thumbnail because I had to upload it to Discord and as well as OBS. What the fuck?
What is it? That has nothing to do with the SCP.
It does say 6083.
I want Hatchet to suffer with us.
Is Hatchet here?
No.
So we're gonna save 4 for the thumbnail, because
4,
it's...
yeah.
SCP. You never want to look at the static television set. This is a classified SCP not available in the SCP database? Yes, it is! It's right. Okay,
Oh my
May 10th,
gosh!
2021. Hold on, when was this made? They might have just made their own. Yeah, October 3rd, 2022 was last edited. What?
Yeah,
Page,
edited is not when it was made.
page revision. So hold on.
I'll try to look up when SCP-6083 was made.
Yeah. Because if it's before May 10th, 2021, so this means they just created their own instead of the actual SCP. Yeah, because the other 6,001 is this is classified as not available in the database. Yet, it's right fucking here. So this is gonna be a 0%. Alright. Let's see how many. Wait. Wait, I just looked at. For the SCP-5140 on their video, it says written by Runderhouse in their description. And if you go
Written by who?
Runderhouse. See right here?
Oh.
It says written by Runderhouse. Look, it says Runderhouse right here. Which means, and when it says written by Richard Saxon, it means that they say that's the SCP author. Or they asked the SCP author to help with the video. Hopefully that's the case. I don't know. Have you found anything, Jerry? You could just use,
I don't really have anything.
the Wayback Machine.
Oh, you're right. The Wayback Machine.
Yeah, you just copy this link and then go to the Wayback Machine and see when it was made.
Right. Let me use that. And we're looking for the year 2021?
Yep. Because this
All
video
right.
was made May 10th, 2021.
Okay. I can look at July 30th. Otherwise, I'd need to go to 2020 probably.
Yeah.
All right, I'm clicking that. Come on. The web archive is loading. This page doesn't exist yet. Okay, it did not exist in 2021.
Gotcha. So, are you ready to see this SCP?
Should we even watch it when it was made before there was an SCP there?
actually hit my starting soon screen. Anyways.
This is the risk people run when they make up their own SCP. Hi, Hatchet.
Hi, Hatchet.
I cannot hear y'all yet. Give me a sec.
Okay. Should we briefly tell Hatchet about the SCP before the video?
Yeah, I think you'll be able to summarize it better than me. But we're gonna wait for Hatchet to hear us.
I can hear you.
We are about to watch 6083, but the actual SCP was made after the video came out, so we already know it's going to be totally different than the actual SCP.
Yep.
The actual SCP.
Wait, what?
They made the video before the SCP existed, so it's their own fan-made version. But the SCP exists. It's different from their video, but it exists.
Okay.
Would you like to know about the actual SCP?
I mean, at this point, should we even judge it based on that? Because, like,
it's still the number of the actual SCP, so we kind of
I just kind of want to watch the video though,
because
how bad it is.
Like, when you think about it,
yeah,
if they basically unofficially claimed this number before the actual SCP came into existence, is it like reasonable to judge it based on something that didn't exist at the time of this being made?
Well, yeah, because the numbers are made specifically for review, so you need to create an actual SCP file, not just like unofficially claim it.
Well, yeah, but
otherwise
like
you always run the risk of an actual SCP taking the number.
Well, yeah, like I agree that they were stupid in that sense, but if we're basically listening, like if we're basically watching like two completely different things, what's the point of comparing them?
So you don't want to know about the actual SCP?
I gotta look into it later. I'm just saying, like, is it necessary if like they're making this before it existed?
I guess we can just put like the
do you
force
want me to tell you the summary of that SCP?
I suppose.
6083 is a 9-year-old little boy, and when someone gets depressed around him, basically, they forget he exists. He has a lot of scars on his body. We do not know what they are from, but considering people forget he exists, it can be, and he was found in an orphanage, it might be suggested his family might have done it before they handed him to the orphanage. And he's a very upbeat child, and at first it looks like the doctor that's assigned to him is really good with him. She gets a really motherly bond with him, but at the end she forgets he exists.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking depressing.
Yeah.
But he's always upbeat the entire time.
Yep.
With all his scars and all the people he's ever known and cared for forgetting he exists and everything.
So, should we still watch the video to see how they're badly SCP? I mean,
let's watch the video.
Right.
I'm just like, we can't. Like, my whole point was I think that we can't judge the video based on the SCP because they're just completely different things.
Yeah, basically what I was thinking, unless they add a whole bunch of gore or something like that, just like
just mark 4 all around because there's no way they're getting it right.
I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna put a 0 for devious from the article because there's nothing, no article.
Oh, you're right. That's probably a better idea. Just put 0s all around.
Yeah, like this is just completely different.
Yeah, this is something we haven't really run into before.
Here's what I'm gonna do for the final score.
Don't count. Wait, give me a sec.
Basically, when I average the percentages, I just won't do these two.
Should we even watch the video, or should we go to the next SCP?
I want to watch the video because I want to see what the fuck they made.
Okay. Well, I'm still kind of reeling from the emotional toll of the actual SCP.
Fair enough.
That poor child.
Hey, at least they gave them head hair this time.
That's the worst mustache I've ever seen.
Just fucking scribble it on with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Oh no, it does look that way.
This guy's kids got into the fucking markers while he was passed out drunk.
Yeah, the next one, which is gonna be 6009, I'm not gonna do it immediately. It's almost as long as 5000 because it has like a whole bunch of shit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna go for a shorter one next.
Gotcha, yeah. How long were you planning to stream?
I can probably do one more SCP after this.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to read the next one then? 'Cause I think the next one's rather short.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, you ready to see the video?
So I suppose we're watching this just to criticize writing, animation style, and
Yeah.
the fact that this is real, like, just a painfully stupid thing for them to have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, they claim it's now the static television set when they created it.
Mhm. Wait a minute. What if they made a proposal for this number? Made this video force their proposal, but their proposal didn't win because it's trash?
Yeah. Yeah, because community vote. I mean, the community just hated it.
Let me look up SCP, the static television.
You're probably just gonna find the video.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, there is an SCP that popped up when I looked it up. It's 2949?
Well,
Also, they apparently couldn't be fucked enough to fix the SCP logo, and they turned the arrows into a dot with a line.
oh my gosh, they
No,
can't.
they changed the logo. They just changed it badly. It looks like sperm.
Hold on, they can't see on stream, so hold on, I'm moving it. There it is.
It looks like sperm.
Oddly erect sperm.
Anyways, now I'm gonna move him. I love my little Daryl.
We love Daryl too.
Yeah. Anyways, you ready to see this video?
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1.
Tell me again what you have to do, I said sternly as I ordered the subject to repeat his task for the 100th time. We were already standing outside the door to the seemingly harmless...
Why is he standing like that?
Wee, wee, wee. Wee, wee, wee.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He's like a cowboy.
It's high noon, partner, and he's having a duel with a door.
That door's been giving him the side eye ever since his children scribbled a mustache on his face.
Oh my god, I just...
This town ain't... This house ain't big enough for the two of us.
I just realized the blue guy's pants are shaved so far up that is not comfortable. Because if you look...
Technically, if you think about it, it means he has a permanent wedgie. Nothing fits down there.
Yeah.
Actually, wouldn't that really hurt? That's bigger than a wedgie.
Yeah.
Is everything just tucked up there?
Yes.
What if he's actually wearing a very odd onesie?
He's wearing a Minecraft onesie now. I just realized it.
Yeah, and like the waistline isn't the actual waistline. It's just made to look like he has a giant wedgie.
Yeah.
I would believe that if the body shape was different.
True.
Yeah. Alright, here we go.
Suburban home. The house was a picture-perfect home, taken straight out of the 70s, abandoned and sealed off from the general public following the
I would
first
not
incident
live
in
in a
19...
house that looked like that. That is not picturesque from the 70s. I've seen picturesque from the 70s.
Wait, I just realized the arch is not even, and that bothers me. Right here at the top.
The arch is uneven, but more glaringly, they have a sidewalk leading up to the stairs, but they don't have a driveway for their garage. So to get out and use the garage, they necessarily have to constantly drive on their lawn.
Anyways.
1975. No sooner did the Foundation learn about the building's existence than it was taken over. I have to sit down in front of the television, turn it on, and report everything I see, the subject said. He was a middle-aged man in decent shape, but broke after placing a few stupid bets on risky stocks. For him, it was as bad as a gambling addiction, with a predictable outcome. In the span of 5 years, he's lost his job, his house, and his family. If not for the Foundation, he'd still be living on the street.
This
Exactly.
isn't how D-class are selected.
No, it's not.
He's just creating his own special version of how D-class are brought into the Foundation.
Granted, if this was the Marshall Carter and Dark logo, that would make sense.
Oh, jeez, look at his build. He's... Oh. How did
I'm just trying to not notice it.
Yeah.
How did it get worse?
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, if this was Marshall Carter and Dark telling him to do this, this would make sense. But this is not Marshall Carter and Dark.
As we know, the SCP Foundation operates a side gig as loan sharks.
Anyways.
It already explained the risks, though it had scared away many a possible subject. The man was too desperate. What if it happens to me too? He asked. You'll be sedated before you can get hurt. You won't come to any physical harm. He nodded understandingly. He'd already signed the document.
Also, I just realized there's no point in me having a bingo board up, right?
Yeah.
Well, we could have it there for things like racism. You think they're going to be racist?
Yeah, let me just put that back up then.
Documents, and a sizable paycheck would be put into his account upon completion of the task. He was the 6th man we'd sent in.
What? Failed mental deterioration. Failed mental deterioration. Oh my god.
It's what? They couldn't be bothered to type it. They had to hand draw the fucking bullshit.
Also, I just realized it looks normal in the tight. The font looks normal a bit over here on the far left. Then it starts getting more italicized further right.
And like they figured out how to lay text onto the paper for that stuff, but for the zero class DD, they had to. Why is the first one not have?
Maybe it's like zero class double D as in a zero class with double D's, whatever a zero class is.
Goddamn, double D chest.
Yes, that's the joke break.
I'm sorry. Anyways.
Oh!
But only the 2nd civilian. The first 4 had all been Class D personnel, each of which suffered severe mental deterioration after only 15 minutes in the room. If not for my own clearance, I'd enter the room myself to finally understand what all these men had seen. But as the Foundation rules stated, no Class
What the hell is Class C personnel?
It doesn't exist.
And why did they draw Rules Foundation? 6083.
Rules Foundation Elementary School version. This video is souring the taste of my Rice Krispie treats.
We love you, Hatchet.
Well, that didn't
My
take
mom
long.
makes my mom makes Rice Krispie treats homemade, and she puts fruity pebbles in them, and they're very
Nice.
tasty.
That actually sounds really delicious.
Yeah, there
Oh,
was,
and coconut.
oh, yeah, there was
There's
a,
also coconut mixed in.
yeah, there was
Oh,
a recipe my mom did that I liked before I left. Basically, where they shape the Rice Krispie to be in a circle, wrap it in a fruit roll up, and put gummy worms in the middle. It was basically like Rice Krispie sushi.
my
That
mom used
sounds. Oh, go ahead.
my mom used to add extra marshmallow, and it gave a texture that I really enjoyed.
Uh,
But
that
Fruity
Rice
Pebbles sounds
Krispie,
amazing.
Yeah.
that Rice Krispie sushi sounds like it would be tasty to a certain degree, but it would be ungodly sweet.
Oh yeah, it was very sweet. Yeah.
Like you take a bite out of it, and you get punched in the face with sugar.
It's also known as the diabetes sushi.
Get a
Anyways,
better joke.
SC personnel or above was allowed to have any contact with SCP-6083. And following the failure of our prior operations, we taken in desperate subjects with no other options. It's time. We'll be observing you through the camera you have mounted to your helmet, I explained. Why didn't you just send in like a robot or something and film the television? He asked. It doesn't work like that, and that's all you need to know. He looked nervous, and rightfully so. He wasn't a big believer in severe mental illness, thinking most of it could be overcome by sheer willpower, which is why he'd signed up for the project.
what? He doesn't believe in severe mental illness.
How did a non-SCP somehow go into ableism bullshit?
I don't know, but
He
I
does-
just clicked it on the bingo board.
Let's just take a second to marvel
Yeah.
at how unironically lifelike it is for the guy who lost his whole family to a gambling addiction to disbelieve in mental health care.
Oh, no.
Because I've seen so many insane parent stories just like that, or worse.
Yeah.
I hate it, thank you.
Anyways.
You're welcome.
In many
Here,
ways,
he
was the
hold up. I've got something that's way better content than this. Okay, I'm gonna whisper real good. Okay, this is significantly better content than this video. Did you appreciate this content in the form of me crushing a plastic water bottle?
Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
This is better. This is objectively better content.
Yeah.
At least someone might be able to goon to that for some reason.
Oh my god.
You know what? Someone probably is. There are people who really like good voices. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't describe my voice as good, but fair.
Mine's not.
Hey, when you did that, the ASMR voice was amazing.
Damn.
I know
Yeah.
I freaked Shu out when I did the ASMR thing as a joke. Yeah, anyways.
the ideal subject, stubborn and ignorant, looking for an easy paycheck. I'd explained the risks, but no matter what kind of details I gave him, He just didn't take it all that serious. Still, the stories had put at least some level of fear into him. "I'm ready," he said, and with that, we sent him inside. The house was covered in dust. Ancient furniture and ugly green wallpaper covered the walls, with pictures of a family all died decades earlier. All of them had overdone hairstyles and clothes that had long since gone out of fashion. But in the pictures, they couldn't possibly have
there are people
foreseen.
who still wear those sort of clothes and hairstyles. You fucking dipshit.
Yeah.
Well, you see, that would take some amount of effort in looking up what people wore in, I don't know, the 50s?
Yeah.
Maybe early 60s?
Also,
Well,
what's
just because it's mostly out of style doesn't mean people don't dress like that.
okay? Here's
Well,
one
yeah.
thing. Why are both the females like left arms fucked up?
If it makes you feel better, both of the guys' arms are too.
Also, the little girl's dress, it's fine on the left side, but the second goes to the right side.
At least her dress is better than her mommy's.
Listen. We shouldn't shame people for being inbred. Let's move on.
Oh my god.
What would happen to them after ordering a then new television set? A 1974 Sony KV-1920 Color had been the device to take the life of their entire family. Their first evening together,
Oh.
sitting down as a
So he researched an ancient model of television,
Yeah.
but he couldn't research 50s fashion.
Nope.
Also, I want to point out, they wouldn't have video of the family watching the movie. Videotapes back then were fucking expensive. They
Yeah.
wouldn't randomly videotape themselves having dinner.
I'm guessing this is intended to be like a photograph.
Let's find out.
the family with dinner and a broadcast, excited to finally have their
Oh,
very
yeah.
own window into the rapidly
Yeah.
developing entertainment world. Down the
You're
hall,
right.
third door on the left, I told the subject through the radio. "Yeah, I remember from the briefing," he said back. He needed to enter the living room, where the family had enjoyed their last supper. As he
Yes.
opened the
My my favorite method of making sure I know where I'm going in my own fucking house. Because after all, everyone's house is just a hallway corridor with unmarked doors. So we have to all put a poorly written sign saying living room onto our living room door.
Yeah. Also, why did they make the cannon look too much like a penis?
I don't think they did that on purpose. They're just bad at art.
To be fair, cannons do look kind of phallic just as a default.
Yeah.
Most
The
cannons,
ancient
if you get them at the right angle, could kind of look like a penis.
Wait, why did the camera attached to his hair kind of look like one of those pilgrim hats?
Oh my god. Well, I guess that would make more sense with him denying mental health as a thing.
Anyways.
door dried out. Black blood splatters were still visible on the carpeted floor.
That's not black.
It was just fragments of former times. As the building had been
None of this is
sterilized
black.
months after the incident, the subject
That
flicked a
doesn't look
light switch.
sterilized.
Oh, we sterilized the room. There's still very clearly blood stains everywhere. Yeah, okay,
Also,
bud.
his finger turned into a knife.
Looks like a fucking Nike check with a bunch of weird little tumors grafted on.
Yeah.
But the room remained dark. "It's kind of dark in here," he said. "Only the television set is still supplied. Just turn your flashlight on," I ordered. He did as commanded, producing a strong beam that illuminated the room. It didn't have much more than a dining table and a sofa sitting in front of the television. The sofa was still discolored from the blood, long since dried out and harmless, but a constant reminder of the horrors that had taken place. "Is that blood?" the subject asked. "I thought you said I wouldn't get hurt." "You won't as long as you're alone in there." "What does that mean?" he asked, getting agitated. There is no one else in there to harm you, don't worry. The family that had lived there consisted of a father, a mother, and their 2 kids, a daughter and a son. As they turned the television on, they'd seen something that put the entirety of the family into a catatonic state, all except for the father, who silently went to the kitchen to grab a knife. Then he walked back and calmly slit his family's throat before collapsing on the floor himself for the remainder of his life. He never uttered another word. He just spent his time in the Foundation's psychiatric clinic, filling papers with black ink until he died from a heart attack 15 years later. "So, I just flick the TV on and sit down?" he asked. "And describe what you see," I clarified. He did as instructed, switching the old television set on. As it came to life, a storm of static filled
Wow,
the screen.
look at that production value. They made a total of 3 still frames of terrible static scribbles.
Yeah. Anyways.
Subject himself saw was a different story, but the pictures produced could not be carried through a camera. They would only be visible to those who personally visited the room. "What do you see?" I asked. He remained silent for a moment, fixated on a secret image hidden from the rest of the world. "Mr. Carlson, I need you to describe the images." "Sorry, it's a family sitting down for dinner. They're eating a roasted chicken, but what?" I asked. "They're not looking at each other. They all look terrified. It's like they know they're being filmed." Through the radio, I could hear the subject getting stressed as his breathing got more frequent. "They're not swallowing. They're just shoving more food into their mouths and chewing. What the hell is this?" he asked. "Keep watching." Another minute passed, and according to the subject, the picture didn't change. "The screen went dark," he said. For us, all it displayed was an incomprehensible mess of static. "Keep watching." "Oh, now it's showing an abandoned inside pool. There's no water in it, but there's still a man walking around with swimming trunks. Wait he's getting
second.
ready to dive in."
Hold up. An abandoned inside swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's outside.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah.
They put in the extra effort to draw it in the shitty PNG world that this all takes place in. Outside. But they couldn't just make the script consistent with the visuals.
Yep.
We love you. Also, they said trunks, but look, he's in a swimming suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get ready
From
to
the
watch this
25
guy
feet
face
board.
plant.
He paused
Yeah.
in anticipation.
Maybe
Oh my
they
God.
didn't want to
He
draw
jumped.
marshmallow nips.
I want to see that again. I want to see.
Why does this remind me
Oh
of
my God.
Death.com?
Of
Oh
what?
my God.
It was a website in like the early 2000s. It was really popular back then. You'd watch a bunch of stick figures or play video games around stick figures killing each other or
Oh.
dying.
Interesting.
I was
That's what it reminds
patient.
me of, yeah.
Oh my
I was
God.
asking like what you said because I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, it reminds me of stickdeath.com.
Okay.
Anyways.
Patient. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I keep playing it because he just goes, "Oh my God."
Oh my
I
God.
wonder if that website still exists.
Probably.
Maybe. Oh my God. Well, if it relied on Flash Player, then probably not.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah, then. If it does still exist, it's been in a very revamped form.
Yeah. Anyways.
He jumped. He's fucking dead. Tell me that wasn't
Oh
real.
my God.
Truth be told, none of us knew. Every subject had always seen the same images, but their origin couldn't be determined. In many ways, it was as if the footage existed in a separate reality. The current subject had lasted 5 minutes that far, a third of the average. No one had ever made it past the 15-minute mark. Now there's just a woman dancing. She's wearing one of those ballet outfits. She's crying. The room is full of people, but they're all facing away from the dancing woman. They're not blinking. What is this shit? Keep watching. You need to stay in there for 15 minutes. For each scene that passed, the subject kept getting more unsettled. As he described the events that took place, his voice started to crack, fear finally breaking through the stubborn facade. Now there's a man just sitting on the floor. He's dragging his hand over a rough, concrete wall. He's starting to bleed, but he's so emotionless. Oh no, he's not stopping. Shit, I can see his bones. I already knew where the scene would go. Though I'd never personally witnessed it, I'd been told the same story by each of the 5 prior subjects. The man in the footage would keep dragging his hand along the wall until little more than bare bone remained, never showing a single sign of pain. Then the 15-minute mark approached, and the subject had fallen silent. Mr. Carlson.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Anyway,
Also, apparently some videos of stickdeath.com do exist because people wanted to try to preserve the website.
Fair.
Anyways.
Are you still with us? I asked. Yeah, He trailed off. What do you see? I asked. Now there's a child. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy. It's wearing some sort of dark gown, sitting in what I think is a basement. It's whispering something, but I can't hear. The words got stuck in his throat. Wait, it said my name. How can that be? He said in shock. Keep talking to us, I ordered. The kid is talking to me. It's saying, no, that's not true. That's a lie, he said, raising his voice to a mild scream. Mr. Carlson, keep describing what you see. It's telling me about my past, but it's not how it happened. It's a twisted version of the truth. Again, he paused. His breathing was getting more labored. It was clear how distressed he'd become. At the 16-minute mark, the subject had survived longer than anyone else. He told me the truth, the subject said. What truth? I asked. He told me what's going to happen to me when I die. What exactly did he tell you? I asked. But the subject never responded. He just sat quietly and stared at the screen static, catatonic like all the rest. Still, we'd made progress. We'd finally learned what the theme of the information had been. But before we could truly end the project, we needed more. Cut the power. Bring me the subject, I told the guards. This one won't give us any more information, but at least he didn't try to kill himself. With a simple, yes, sir, the 2 guards went to retrieve the broken man. He'd fulfilled his part of the deal, but I feared he'd never be healthy enough to reap the benefits. Once the room had been cleared, I returned to the facility to write my report. We were moving forward, but to finally learn the truth, I was going to need more subjects. SCP-6083 is a television set model, 1974 Sony KV-1920, located in a suburban-style home, isolated since 1975 following the first incident. SCP-6083 is located within the living room and remains the only object in the house still connected to any power source. Upon activation, the TV emits a static-like picture as seen by observation through cameras. The only individuals able to gain any meaning from the pictures are subjects situated directly in front of the television set. Since the death of the family originally living in the house, a total of 6 subjects have been witness to the hidden broadcasts, 4 of which were D-class personnel and 2 civilians. All remain in a permanent catatonic state.
That sounds more like it belongs as a creepypasta.
They wrote a creepypasta, they attached it to a number and called it SCP.
SC pasta?
I say more like dumb.
Alright.
Dumb pasta?
Dumb pasta.